The trophy presentation is underway behind us. Here's the action from the A finals at the LRP Masters 2012. So here we are for A final, leg number 1, LRP Masters 2012, and Ronald Volker gets a good start from pole position. Alexander Hagberg in the green and white car follows him through in second place, and Mark Reinhardt, the all-white car, in third. And we've got Freddie Sudov hard charging that fluorescent green car from the fourth place spot, but Ronald Volker out in front, already pulling a small gap over Alexander Hagberg. They go through this infield section, really tight and twisty, avoiding those dreaded bot dots. If they catch one of those, it's going to send their cars way off track. Hagberg challenging Volker down the back straight through that first infield section, really tight and twisty. Hagberg getting a good run at him going through there, but can't find a place to make a move. Oh, Hagberg hits a few dots and runs really wide going through that bottom hairpin, and then Reinhardt is right on his rear bumper. That's given Volker a handy lead at this early stage of the race. And now it's time for Hagberg to defend from Mark Reinhardt, the world champion, all over the back bumper of the Swedish driver, going through the infield section. Round that last sweep and gone onto the back straight. You can see Volker just ahead of the pair of them, but they're racing each other now, battling, losing time that way, so Volker is well aware of that, knows he's just got to drive a sensible race at this stage, keep it on its wheels. Here we go through the infield section one more time. Oh, Reinhardt gets a good run on Hagberg, but can't make a move going through that fast corner coming onto the back straight. Again, nowhere to pass through those first twisty turns. Really tight, twisty track here in Eppelheim. Trying to find a way past is very, very difficult. It really relies on the driver in front to make a small mistake, and Hagberg keeping it on four wheels at the moment. So we're going to cut a bit further up in the race here, and this battle's continued between these two drivers, Hagberg against Reinhardt. Once more down the back straight, the two drivers really close on the track, keeping really tight lines. Hagberg not giving Reinhardt any space, but Reinhardt similarly not being able to make a move up onto the back bumper of Hagberg. Out front though, Volker now quite clear of the battle behind him. He's still aware of them there. If he makes a mistake, they're going to be right on his tail, but he knows he can back off a little bit, just drive at 95% perhaps, and keep the car on the track, on that thick black racing line where the high traction is. So Ronald Volker out in front through this difficult S section onto the start-finish line. Oh, and that's Hagberg in the background throwing it off the track. So that's going to put Mark Reinhardt up into the second spot. So Mark Reinhardt into second, trying to close down Ronald Volker now. It's going to be running out of time though, so I'm not sure if Reinhardt, even with all his driving skills, is going to be able to do it. Reinhardt not been quite on the pace he'd wanted this weekend, but he's going to try all he can in this last couple of minutes to close the gap down. But Reinhardt hasn't been able to close the gap down, and Volker out in front for the last time down the back straight, through the first few corners and crossing the line. Volker wins leg number 1. A big congratulations there from Reinhardt, the two of them good friends. So Ronald Volker starting on pole for leg number 2 here. Of course, if he wins this one, he will be the champion. Here we go off through the first few corners. Oh, a few mistakes there from Ronald as he goes through the first couple of chicanes, but manages to keep in front of Hagberg. Hagberg running in second. That's Reinhardt still in third in the white car there. So Ronald Volker out in front here in leg number 2. Alexander Hagberg running in second place, and Mike Reinhardt in third. Into the infield section they go one more time, and Ronald already starting to pull a gap over the two behind him, but it's not much of a gap. And we see later on in the race that gap stayed the same really throughout the first time. Oh, there's Hagberg making a mistake, and then Mark through into second, and Dominic Fleischmann in the blue and white car up to third. But then Dominic makes a mistake, dropping down to fourth place, and Hagberg is back into the third spot. But Reinhardt now clear in second. Once again, he was second in the first leg of the A final, so now he's got a bit more time to try and hunt down Volker. But is he able to do it? Don't think so. Look at the gap. In fact, look at the gap you've got around Volker at the moment. Loads of clear track, man. You can see Reinhardt in the white car in the background there. That's the gap going back to Reinhardt. He's not been able to do enough. He's not been able to close that gap down. Very evenly matched on lap times now, the two drivers, but Ronald Volker out in front. He's kept it clean. He won 4 rounds of qualifying, won the first A final, and here he is out on his final lap now, down the back straight one last time through the chicane. Ronald Volker is going to be your LRP champion 2012. And there we can see all the other drivers. High five there from Freddie as he comes off the rostrum. Handshake from Elia and Alexander Hagberg. They're great racing in these first A finals. Ronald had it nice and easy in that second A final really, and a big congratulations from Mark once again. A final leg number 3. So Alexander Hagberg effectively starting on pole position. Ronald has the title in his pocket and doesn't start this leg. But in the first lap, there's absolute carnage going through that first few sections. Cars flying everywhere, and that's left Hagberg miles out in front. It's Dominic Fleischmann in second, and Freddie Sudov up into third place. That's the running order as they complete the first lap of racing. Hagberg miles out in front. Here's Fleischmann running in the second spot, and the green car Freddie Sudov in third, and the white car of Reinhardt dropping down to fourth place. So here we go with Fleischmann through the infield section. You can see he's got quite a gap back to Freddie Sudoff at the moment, but then similarly there's quite a big gap to Hagberg in front of him. So now we've got the battle really between Freddie Sudoff and Mark Reinhold. This is a battle for third place. Quite remarkably, Mark Reinhold now battling for third place in the final A final. He's no chance of winning this, and now relegated to fourth place at the moment. But out front, Hagberg a decent lead at the moment. Quite a clear track all around him at this stage, putting in some impressive lap times, but again keeping it fairly consistent now. Knows he's got a safe lead, so just keeping it on the track at the moment. Back to the battle though between Freddie and Mark. Here they go round the last sweeping corner, down the back straight through the first few corners. Freddie staying in front of Mark at the moment, and then Freddie hits the dots coming off the infield section. That puts Mark up into third place. Looking back at that in slow motion, Freddie just touches the edge of the dot. That's all it takes to flip his car over into the wall of champions there. So many drivers hit that across the weekend, and Mark Reinhold is through into third place in the white car. And you can see the gap forward then to Dominic Fleischmann, and then the gap even further to Alexander Hagberg. Alex right out in front now, round the last corner onto the back straight. Nice clear track in front of him as well. Only less cars on the track this time, and now Freddie, of course, taking his car off. But Alex, round the last few corners, across line, Alex wins leg number 3. Looks a little bit dejected walking off the rostrum now. I guess wondering what might have been after the issues in the first couple of legs. So with that win in the last leg, giving Alexander Hagberg second overall, Mark Reinhold third, and then Dominic Fleischmann is fourth, Juho Leivinen fifth, bumping up from the B final, so a really good result for Juho there by the end. Stig Graversen finishes sixth, Andy Moore seventh, Adrian Bernsen eighth, Freddie Sudoff in ninth, very unfortunate for Freddie after those few incidents, and Elliot Harper rounding out the top 10. Let's hear from the top 3, starting with Ronald Volker.
I feel really great. It was my my third win in a row, and I'm totally happy to win it again. The event was perfect. I was very happy with the car and everything.
You had four TQ runs, won the first 2 A finals, so only one run we actually beaten on the track, so really good result.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to push every run, and I was able, especially in the mains, to hold off the pace of Alex and Mark, and so I feel really satisfied.
Now it's been a dominating carpet season for you once again. You've won almost everything you've entered, but it just seemed in this race they were really close to you. You thought they were going to attack in those last couple of finals?
I think it's on every race it's pretty close. It might look maybe more easy if I win most of the rounds, but a gap of 0.5 seconds is almost nothing. So it's very important to have the TQ spot, the finals, and then it's hard to overtake. And of course, the focus is, if you are TQ, to make no mistakes.
Alexander Hagberg, second overall. Unlucky in the first A main in particular, a small mistake pushed you down the field, but the last A main came back and won that, ran away with the win there. How does it feel this weekend?
I mean, I'm really happy to be second overall, considering Ronald had a perfect race. I really tried to challenge him. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but I feel that I'm really close right now, so I'm happy.
Yeah, certainly over the last few races in particular, it seems that you've really upped your game a bit and getting close on the pace, win at the Snowbirds and a second place here behind Ronald. Is it getting stronger and stronger for you this carpet season, really?
Yeah, I mean, I work really hard, and I think a few changes with sponsors and everything really put the package together, which seems to work well this winter. So.
Mark Reinhold, third overall. Fantastic battles, particularly in the first A main, and then the last A main, small mistake from you and dropped down the field, had to fight your way back through. How's your weekend been?
I think it started pretty okay. The practice went okay in the qualifying. I was on the pace to take at least one TQ run, but I think I missed it once by 1/10. But yeah, the one to beat is always Ronald, and in the end I started third because Alex was pretty fast too, and I think he did the fastest time in the last qualifying round. And yeah, starting third is not the best place to be to fight for the win. So, but it was okay.
So that concludes our coverage here at the LRP Masters 2012. Thank you very much for watching along, and a special thank you to all of you who got involved on Facebook and Twitter. We'll make sure to do much more of that throughout the year. Now don't forget, stay tuned to rcracing.tv all summer for the action from the EFRA events and from the Neo Buggy after the Easter weekend. But from all of us here in Appelheim, bye for now.